Hi, it's Friendly Cowboy. Just recently got done with one job. Now I'm driving for Lyft and Uber. I'm a little disheartened about Don Lemon's little Practical Joke, him and his little cronies, two guys that were on TV. I don't know who they are. Talk about, the people that voted for Trump as a bunch of buffoons that didn't know what they were talking about, didn't know what they were doing. They were stupid, uneducated people. Now, there's a lot of you know who I am. Some people might say I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I'll grant you, there's been times that I've done some stupid things. But also done some smart things. I have a beautiful daughter. It's one of the smartest things I have. Anyway, and I got married. Maybe that was the stupid thing that my ex-wife married me, but it's just me. Owen, I trim my beard, cut it off, starting to grow back. My face is a little bit chapped, so I let my face grow a little bit more. Now I'm going to shave it again tonight. But anyway, back to this Don Lemon thing. I tried to watch CNN and I tried to watch Fox News. Now, and then hopefully somewhere in the middle, somebody's telling the truth. I like to watch a lot of Donald Trump speeches, listen to his words, not listening to something that he could have said or might have said or possibly have said. I listen to his words. Now, do I like Donald Trump as a man? I don't know. I've never met the man, so I can't say that. I've never really met him. I know that when he was younger, he was always in the tabloids, the Star, the Enquirer. I don't even know if they exist anymore. But not always, but he was an entrepreneur. He was constantly making money and losing money, and but that's what happens when you do things that are out of the ordinary, things that are different than a normal human being. He tried to buy an airline, didn't work too well. Has any other guys tried to buy an airline except for what's his name that created Virgin Airlines? But I think he made his money from that, and also Wynn. His name is Wynn, I believe. He does the Wynn Hotels, or has the Wynn Hotels. Probably Donald Trump's one of the construction companies, one that built them. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that they think Middle America is stupid. Do you think you're stupid, Middle America? Do you think that your next door neighbor is stupid? Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I can't think of anybody that I lived out in the country. I can't think of anybody that was really considered stupid. We teased a few people of doing some stuff that wasn't quite right, but somewhere down the road we found out, well, yeah, it's not too bad. He didn't do a bad thing there. One time we joked about a guy. If he watches it, which he probably won't, but the guys in Blair, Oklahoma will understand this. Joke about he put kerosene in his car and run it. Well, believe it or not, kerosene will help clean the engine now, because it burns cleaner fuel, or burns carbon off your pistons and stuff. Don't use a bunch of it. Use about a gallon of it in a whole gallon tank, a full tank, and it'll help. It'll clean out. You've been told it'll clean out your what is it? Smog device, catalytic converter, catalytic, whatever it's called. Anyway, that device that causes you to lose power in your vehicle. But anyway, so I am telling you that me and my ex-wife used to have a contest. We used to test each other on our IQ. And you know what the sad thing about it is? She was 8 years younger than me, but she always tested exactly the same. even though she thought the baby Jesus was one of the wise men, and that the Mayo Clinic was a place that they made mayonnaise. I don't know if it was a family joke or that it was actually what she thought, but God bless her soul, you can't ask her now, but I just want to say that she just didn't know, so that's why she said it. And her family teased her. Her dad always teased her. But her mom was similar. Her mom was kind of silly in a way. And you know those people. You know those family members that are that way. I'm not really allowed to family functions anymore. Apparently nobody wants to talk to me no more. Except for my family in Oklahoma. Family here in Arizona, there are very few of them that talk to me. And I think that's on them. They can do what they want to. Oh, just recently found that one of my aunts is on Plenty of Fish. So if you look her up, she, I don't know if I would date her though. I'm just warning y'all. She is a Fezio or a Martin. I think she's a Fezio. I think she was out of the last marriage that Grandma had. And, yeah, she's all Italian. She's pretty much all Italian, except for Grandma. I don't think Grandma was Italian, but she's Italian. But everybody thinks she's Mexican. It's funny. She speaks Spanish, as far as I know. And I don't know if she speaks it fluently, but she speaks it well enough to where she's got jobs where she speaks Spanish. So I guess she does speak it fluently, or at least knows how to. And most of our family, we read a lot. My mom reads a lot. My dad read a lot. My dad used to read a book a day. A book. Not no 100-page, 200-page, 300-page books. He used to read them in a day. And on his days off. We used to buy him Lou L'Amour books. We bought him 12 one year. 12, okay? In 2 weeks. 2 weeks he had them all read. All of them. Now, I'm not saying Lou L'Amour makes books that are novels, 600, 800 pages. No, he makes 300 and 400 page books. Some of them are even smaller than that. Some are a couple hundred pages. My first book that I ever read of his was The First Fast Straw. The First Fast Straw by Lou L'Amour. 182 pages. But my dad had me read it in 5th grade because he thought that I was going to be held back in Blair, Oklahoma. I was going to be held back because I didn't think I could read, or read very well. And my dad goes, no, he can read. He goes, my son can read. Well, he doesn't do a very good job in class and stuff like that. And he goes, well, let me have a talk with him over summer and we'll see. He'll come back. I had to take a test the next day, or it was from 4th grade to 5th grade. I had to take a test the very first day I got back in 5th grade, and had to prove that I can read. But during that summer, he gave me the First Fast Straw, 182 pages. It took me about a week to read it, but I was playing around, it's during summer, so, I was always helping with the horses, and he'd always ask me, you reading your book? And I'd have to go back in my room and read it for a while, a couple hours. And I had a problem. I have a little bit of dyslexia. They didn't test me on it, but I had a little dyslexia. Okay, we're at 8 minutes, 47 seconds. Okay, I gotta do this quickly. I had this little dyslexia, and so sometimes when I read a page, it didn't work in my head. So I had to read it again and read it again and read it again. And by the third time I read it, that's when I knew that I knew something was different. I knew that when I read books, I knew that when I got older, when people had, put a page in front of me and they're reading it, and, like when you go to work and stuff like that, rules, regulations and stuff like that, they go, do we need to turn this around so you can read it? And I'm like, no, I can read upside down. I said, no, I can read upside down. I can read backwards too. I don't, that's how my brain works. I can nearly read a book upside down and backwards better than I can read it frontwards. And maybe that's probably the dyslexia that I have, but things are a little bit turned around. Maybe that's why I shoot a rifle left-handed and I shoot a pistol right-handed. But I blame that on my mom and dad. Dad's right-handed, mom's left-handed, so it's odd that I shoot a rifle left-handed. And if you've seen the video of me shooting that little airsoft gun, I'm shooting it left-handed, but a pistol I shoot right-handed. I have to cross my body, which when I was younger, the instructors told me that I couldn't. That was wrong. But anyway, so me and her used to do tests. I'm going back to my explain a little bit about my learning disability. It doesn't bother me now. I can read a book pretty good. Right now, I'm still trying to read the stupid book, Divine Tragedy by Dante, in regular poem form or quatrain or whatever they called it back then. And it's hard. Sometimes I might have to read that one page 2 or 3 times to get it in my head, and I haven't got very far in it, and I stopped for a while. I was like, God dang, this is screwing my head up. Anyway, but I read Louis L'Amour. I've read just about all of his books. I've read just about all of Dean Koontz' book. Edgar Rice Burroughs. Edgar Rice Burroughs is the one who wrote Tarzan. Sir Conan Doyle is the one, Sherlock Holmes. I read most of his. Hounds of Baskerville. There was a Unbeliever series, and I can't remember who I read in. It was about a guy who had leprosy, but he ended up going to another world. I like science fiction, and I could tell you about the book, but I just can't remember. It was a trilogy. And anyway, and I read, I think, all of the Left Behind series. All 8 books, 8, 9, 10 books, something like that, maybe 12 books. I don't know. Last time I think it was 8 books, maybe it was more. Anyway, read those Left Behind series, the whole series. It was good. When they did the movie, it was pretty good. But anyway, again, we'll keep on going. Me and my wife used to do IQ tests. We always scored pretty much the same, 120, 122. One time got as high as 128. They say genius starts anywhere from 130 to 140, but that's a big gap. From 128 to 130 is a big gap. But it goes to show that just because I didn't go to college, and I went to the military, and went to a trade school afterwards. And she didn't go to college. She went in the military. She went to a trade school afterwards. She was medical billing and coding, but she was very good at typing in 10 key. And she typed like 95 words a minute without like 1 or 2 mistakes. And she 10 keyed like 1,500 keystrokes per minute. God dang, that's a lot. But anyway, I was just amazed that that actually put that on TV, that flower states are people that are unintelligent. So maybe we're at 12, 13. So maybe, I'm sorry, I don't got my glasses on, so I have to lean and look forward to look at it. So maybe we should show them something at 2020 election, that we're a lot smarter than we think we are. That voting for the right person, Trump is the right person, regardless what people think of him. He brokered a deal with Canada and Mexico. I don't know if we've signed it into law yet or not, or we've come close to signing into law. Last time I heard, and this is January 27th or something, 28th. So, of 2020. So I don't know if he's done that. He started the treaty with China, the initial treaty, and now he's helping Israel create a two-state policy, a two-state peace plan with the Palestinians. Has any president ever tried to do that? Has anybody ever brokered that? I don't think they tried. And he's getting it done. England has the biggest turnout for a conservative party ever. They're getting out of the EU, which means European Union. Sorry, and that's for them educated people that, yes, I know what an EU is, and I know it. And recently, I've been fighting with Bruce St. James about head trauma for our soldiers. He said the president made a joke about saying that these guys had headaches. That, you know, very few people got hurt during the attack on some of our bases, and during when we killed their president, or killed the Iranian general. The retaliation was a couple missiles hit one of our hangars, empty hangars actually. I don't even think they destroyed a plane or anything. They haven't even talked about destroying a plane. But they said that they got traumatic brain injury. Everybody tries to initialize it, but it's traumatic brain injury. I don't know if y'all know this or not. I've been blown up with C4 by accident. Well, once by accident because during training, and then once with purpose. I was in a situation I shouldn't have been in, and C4 went off, and I got knocked out. And I woke up, and let's put it this way: I walked away. God dang, I had a headache for a couple of days, and maybe those people just had a headache, just like President Trump said, and. You don't know that they got traumatic brain injury. And I told Bruce St. James, you cannot say that stuff unless you know for a fact that they got traumatic brain injury. That one of those individuals said, yes, my brain is damaged permanently. Now I have problems. But anyway, they always make assumptions. And it just pushes their agenda. And I'm sorry this is running so long. But I just want to prove to people that, you know, Flower State people are not idiots. I might be a little bit scatterbrained sometimes. My dad used to say I was scatterbrained all the time. He goes, I've never seen you ever complete anything. And I've completed a lot of things, but sometimes it all comes together in one swoop. So think about that when you come to president time. Think about who's making the jokes or who's stupid. And maybe in middle America, maybe you should... say it with your voice. Tell these people that you don't want to hear their bullcrap no more. You don't want to hear their lies. You don't want to hear the jokes that they're making about saying that you're stupid because you're in the military or you work on a farm or that you work in an industrial complex building things, or you're out riding the range with a horse. In the middle of nowhere. Some of the smartest men I ever knew were cowboys. And maybe we should say with our voice. What's your friendly cowboy? Done talking to you. Hell, I can't see what. 18 minutes, jeez. Alright, well, I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'm going to put it on my... Facebook magazine. It's called The True Cowboy Way. My Facebook channel is called The True Cowboy Way, and I'm gonna put it on my Facebook. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'll link the president's speech about the two-state peace accord with Israel and the Palestinians on there. Maybe you should watch the video yourself. I truly think that he believes what he's saying when it comes to that. I truly believe it. Thinks about a lot of the stuff that he talks about. He might embellish a little bit, but a lot of things he talks about, it's straight truth. Oh, and by the way, new hip-hop artist. He's not new. He's been around for a while, but he's starting to hit the scene. It's called Tom McDonald. Take a look at him. He's on YouTube. He also he's an independent hip-hop artist, and he's got a song called White Trash that maybe y'all should watch. It's hip-hop, it's rap. Well, he doesn't like to be called a rap artist because rap artists they have nothing left to say, and he's got a lot to say. So take a look at him. He's a good guy. Alright, Friendly Cowboy. And who knows, maybe I can get Zanzibar to start doing videos with me, and you'll like Zanzibar. He's pretty funny. I'm going to try to do it sometime pretty quick here, hopefully. Before he drinks himself into a grave. Sometimes he drinks a little bit. Alright, Friendly Cowboy, out. Oh, by the way, be good to your neighbors, because if you ain't good to your neighbors, or be good to your neighbors, And if they don't like you being good to them, be good to yourself for trying to be good to your neighbors. I think I say it so many different ways anyway. So be good to your neighbors. And if not, pray for them. Bring the cowboy out.